I just feel like we're not going to be able to keep a straight face.
That's okay.
Okay.
Today I'm talking with Lisa Garside. She's the owner of the Ohana Yoga Studio, and she's also a brand new Thai yoga massage practitioner. So I thought it would just be such an amazing thing to share some of her story and her journey right here from the beginning so that, you know, we can get to understand what it's like to learn Thai massage and start practicing Thai massage. So, hey, Lisa.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good, you?
I'm great. And I would love to begin just by introducing yourself a little bit. You know, let us know who you are, what you do, and then we can jump into some Thai massage stuff.
Okay. My name is Lisa Garside, and I live in New Hampshire. I have a yoga studio in the next town over. I've been teaching, doing yoga for quite a while, and I love it. I have a training program that I started several years ago. So Thai massage was kind of the next step of learning.
Cool. So so how about we start with the actual learning? So you took a 2-day training, right? And how did you feel by the end of that or during it, or, you know, anything you want to share about that experience?
I actually felt quite enabled to go out and do a massage after, which is usually not my style of learning. My style of learning is usually much more difficult to get in there and you know, study and continuously look over and kind of intellectualize it in my head. But no, it was very easy. I felt by the end of the training, it was easy to just go out and just start feeling and experiencing.
Right. Well, that's great. And so how long after the training did you give your first massage?
I think it was 2 days, 2 days later.
Okay. That's awesome.
I think a lot of people went home immediately and started, but I think it was a day or two after.
And how was it?
It was great. I actually, you know, the way you taught the metta and meditation and the practice was unbelievable, because I've had other very small Thai yoga massage trainings in the past, and they've been confusing for me in that I just didn't know where they go or what they were doing or kind of the methodology behind it, because it wasn't actually a lot of yoga poses. It was just sort of the massage, and the way you set up the metta aspect of it before every piece of the training was actually really impactful to me in particular, because I just felt so dropped in and ready to kind of receive the information and ready to then practice it on others.
That's amazing. So who was the first person, you know, not by name, but like, you know, but
their name, their social security number. It was a client. I sort of put out there that, you know, I would do some massages for people, and I just had one client that said, you know, I would love to do it. And I actually, I enjoyed it quite a bit, and I thought it would be a lot easier than it was, because she was quite, you know, supple and very in shape. But it was actually one of the harder ones that I've done so far, because I really had to drop in and be more aware of her movements and, you know, stabilizing her and myself better.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, first of all, like, amazing to me. Like, the first person you massaged was a client. You really jumped right into it, and you felt like clearly what you learned was solid enough already in 2 days to offer it, not just to, you know, a loved one or a family member, but
well, all of the students are family. You know, it's a big family at Ohana, so it did feel like a family member. I actually haven't even practiced on my family yet. I figure I'll wait for them, but yeah, I mean, there were a lot of people that volunteered to want the massages, so I thought, well, let me just jump right in, and, you know, it's definitely, it was practiced, but I felt really good. I mean, I think that's what you instill in your training, is you want to feel just as good as the person receiving. And for me to give the massage and not feel tired worn out or anything after was really exciting, actually, because it means that I did it right. I did it right for both. I think we lost connection.
We did. So you were
What was the last
saying,
part you got?
the last part I said, you know, the fact that you weren't tired or worn out or anything, and then it froze. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was actually surprised at that after, because, you know, even when I do private yoga lessons, you know, it can include a lot of different things, which could be, you know, partner yoga, Thai massage. I do feel kind of exhausted after because of the constant intellectual piece, whereas the way you taught the Thai yoga massage was, you know, obviously it's intellectual because there's a certain sequence and there's different ways we want to protect our body, but there's also this piece of intuition, and using that and feeling great after was really quite a wonderful thing. It really resonated with me in particular at this stage of my life and this stage of the game.
Cool. So can you speak even a little bit more about the benefits that you feel when you give the massage? You know.
I just feel like I'm also kind of stretching, getting yoga poses myself, but I also feel really energized. I mean, I don't know, that must be what you've instilled in it and how you taught us to do it. But when I do it that particular way, I feel just, I don't know, overall great after.
Wow. Good.
Yeah.
Amazing. I love to hear that. And now you have a new mat, so you'll feel even better.
I have a new foam mat with cotton covering. I'm excited to try some massages on that. I think it'll be a lot easier and manageable and a lot more comfortable for the client.
Perfect. So I just want to know even more. So that was your first massage, but you've been practicing now for about 4 weeks or so. Is that about right?
Mm-hmm.
So are there any other stories or impressions that you want to share, or, you know, anything specific that came up with any specific clients? Or
Yeah, so I've done 5 massages so far. I have a 6th scheduled. They're definitely getting easier as I go along, but each person has been so completely different. I mean, their mood, the energy, the reaction to the different movements has been completely different. You know, someone that I thought was going to be very difficult to work with was not difficult in terms of, you know, attitude, but their physicality was really limited. And it was the perfect massage. They felt amazing after. I felt amazing after. And it felt like this sense of accomplishment that they could still do yoga. They could still be on the floor and receive the benefits and feel accomplished. Yeah, so that one, actually, I was surprised. The one I thought was going to be the easiest was the hardest. The one that I thought was going to be the hardest was actually one of my easier ones so far. So,
right.
And actually, I'm right now trying to be a doula. And I wanted to take the massage also so that I could have these different tools to use during labor for them. So I really appreciate the metta and meditation aspect that you give to it, because I am going to now turn that into, you know, transforming the room that this woman will be laboring in, or women, and make sure that that kind of feeling is there. So as I help, maybe, you know, circling the hip or doing, you know, other tools that you taught us, that I'll be ready. I'll be much more ready for something like that.
Wow, that's amazing. You know, it always feels great to know, like, how you make it your own. You know, like you have this foundation and you have this good core training that you learn, but already figuring out how to evolve it and apply it to other aspects of your life is great.
Yeah, and I took I took a lot of partner yoga trainings, and it was a little different in that it was about principles of touch and surrender and leverage, and, you know, it's not acro. And I love that this Thai yoga massage is the same thing, where it's not just massage. This is this whole other aspect of touch and energy and the give and take. And so having that background, I really appreciate this way that you teach and give it to us, because You can't find that everywhere. You can't find the compassion and the empathy that you give during your trainings. I mean, it didn't even feel like a training. It felt like we were all just being cared for in a weekend.
Wow. Well, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm really touched and honored to hear you say it. And obviously you're someone who's taken a lot of different trainings in multiple different fields related to yoga and doulaing and I don't know what else, but
Doulaing and yogaing.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm good at making up my own expression. But, so to hear you say that this one really was impactful the way it was and able to use it right away and.
And yeah, to be able to use it right away, that's when you know it's a good training. I really feel like any training that someone does, it needs to be used right away. And if the information that's given to you cannot be used right away, it's really not a good training. You gave us things to do immediately in any position, sitting, standing, lying down. I guess not standing. Was there sitting and lying down? Right. And it was applicable to, I mean, I can use any of that in a yoga class while someone's in Shavasana. And I can use any of that in a private lesson. I can use that on my children. I can use it while I doula. I mean, I can use any of this stuff immediately. And I really, really, really resonated with the metta and meditation that you set up. And I know that comes from you personally, that's your energy that you give out. And that's what made us all comfortable. So that was really nice.
Wow. Great. So you're touching on the yoga side of it. And yeah, that's perfect because that's what I want to talk about as well. So how do you feel you're already able to, or will be able to as well, apply it into your yoga classes?
Yeah, so currently we have a yoga and Thai massage class. So she, puts them in yoga poses or puts them on the floor and she'll come around and just do different Thai yoga massage. And, someone who's an experienced Thai yoga massage therapist actually got so much out of your course. She got a tremendous amount of information out of your course and felt so re-energized by it. And so I'd like to actually add more of that, this yoga and Thai massage where during the classes, they can be in it and pause and we can come around and maybe just expand them a little bit more or kind of have them feel into their space, their energetic space better. So I definitely want to add more of that. And
you feel like you have the confidence to add that into a yoga class now that you have taken the training.
And there were four other people from the same training as mine that have done, they've done massages with people as well, and they feel so confident. I mean, they are just out doing as many of the massages that they can to complete the certification. And they're excited about the next one. And some of them are excited about doing it over again. Because you'll be back in November, and just to have revisit it with this new mindset of, all right, I already know kind of the posture, so I don't have to memorize that. So how do I now really drop in and make it even more? So it will be exciting to take it over again.
That's so exciting. Mm-hmm. That to me, of course, that really speaks to people's falling in love with Thai massage and dedication to it, and just having that insight that, right, the first time you learn it, there's only so much you can absorb, and it's a great amount, and you're already doing so many good things with it, but to come back and repeat it, right, helps you to fine tune it, helps you to, like you just said, drop even deeper into it.
Exactly.
Yeah. What I always say about each posture, each thing that you learn, it's like there's an entire universe to be discovered, of potential and things that you can do with those postures. So the more you revisit it, and especially in a classroom environment, the more you have an opportunity to breathe, to pay attention, to find more of those nuances that's where the expertise really does start to shine. So that is so cool that there's going to be so many people that are going to come back and retake it who are, not because they are out of practice, but because they want to go deeper with their practice.
Deeper into the practice, yeah. And I mean, we're forever students. We're forever students in this world of learning And especially if we want to comfort and help others, you know, we have to be in that place, that open-minded place of, you know, receiving what you have to give.
Yeah.
And just the fact that you traveled this far to be with us, I mean, why wouldn't we have that experience again?
Terrific.
Yeah.
Terrific. So any other tips, any other words of wisdom or insight that you want to share to
Well,
any of
definitely
this?
pad up your knees. That's what I love about the foam mat. I can't wait to use it. You know, it seemed like no matter how many blankets we had under our knees, it just helps to have a really good surface. So I'm excited to use the mat and the extra pieces that you have. But no, it actually takes up less space than I thought to give the massage. And I don't know, I just really resonated with your training and the way you teach. And I feel like I learned, particularly myself, the best way possible with the way you had it laid out.
Amazing.
Yeah. And I hope that people continue to like the massages. I mean, they seem to like them so far. And, you know, I'll just continuously practice because it can only better myself and the person receiving.
Mm-hmm. So actually, one more question about the people who have been receiving so far. So, you know, beyond them generally liking the massage, have they said anything else about what they liked about it or how it helped them or what they felt like afterwards? Or
Yeah, so actually some people were actually confused about what it was. So I actually enjoy doing the massages because they don't even know what it is. So that's kind of a nice place to start. So it comes from a couple different thoughts. One person actually had a friend that got very injured through Thai massage, and she was petrified to get the massage, and which, you know, made me a little scared because because I didn't know what could possibly have harmed her. But the way you taught, there was no way anyone could really get hurt at all.
right.
Even myself, you know, so that was an interesting one. Another one just didn't even know what it was and was really impressed with how they were getting into these yoga poses so much more comfortably and relaxed. You know, they were receiving the benefits in a relaxed way. And then another client really liked the fact that you don't get undressed.
Mm-hmm.
That it was just something that you could be fully clothed and just sit and enjoy in a very comfortable place, not having any insecurities whatsoever. So,
Amazing.
yeah.
So just coming back to that person whose friend was really injured. So of course, so she came in scared, but she
Mm-hmm.
came. So
Mm-hmm.
what did you do to help? Or, I mean, a couple of things, you know, like how did she feel by the end of it really is the first thing.
She felt amazing. I mean, really dropped in. Her body was quite heavy by the end of just being so relaxed. I mean, luckily for me, she trusted me that I wasn't going to hurt her, even though her friend was hurt. So she was able to receive and not hold back.
Mm-hmm.
At
Was
all.
there anything specific that you felt like you had to tweak or do or say to her to help her develop that trust in the massage for you? Or
I basically just mostly in the beginning just kept asking her, is this okay? Is this okay? You know, so that she felt comfortable with whatever was going on. But for the most part, I think the attitude and atmosphere that I had projected in the beginning made her feel at ease enough to not freak out.
Mhm.
Because if I knew of a friend that got that injured, I probably wouldn't be very quick to jump to having a massage.
Right. Well, I'm happy you remember that tip about just
Yeah.
communication being so important. And, you know, I mean, something obviously that I said in the class is that receiving a massage is a learned skill
Mm-hmm.
that people don't think about as much, but it can be just as much of a learned skill as giving the massage. And you got to train people into letting
Mm-hmm.
go and relaxing. And the more you just simply talk to them, and especially when you get the sense that it's someone who's apprehensive for whatever the reason is, then the better, you know, that's the key, that's the trick. And just, of course, easing into everything that you do.
Mm-hmm.
So it
Yeah, I
sounds,
mean, you instilled that in us in the training, like constantly check in, how are you feeling? Someone else that was in your training, she had given a massage to someone who had breast cancer. And was very close to having edema, and gently worked with her, continued to speak with her throughout about pressure and comfortableness, and they ended up both loving it, and there was no issue. Yeah, and which can be an issue if edema is a possible concern.
Mm-hmm. Amazing. Oh, that's so cool. I love it. All these good stories.
You're doing a good job.
Well, thank you. So are you, clearly. Cool.
Yeah.
So maybe this is where we end today, unless there's anything else you want to share for today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Well, I mean, I think that you shared like so many insightful, wonderful stories and tips and wisdom. I mean, I would love to have you back again, a little bit farther down the road once you've massaged some more people and you have
okay.
You feel like you want to share.
All right. Thank you.
Cool. And also, as you're incorporating it more into the yoga studio and into your yoga classes, and anything like that you think is relevant.
And I'll have a couple births under my belt by July, so I can let you know how it worked for labor and delivery.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much, Lisa.
Thank you.
Well, that's Lisa, and I really hope that you liked her story. And there's just one thing I want to add. She mentioned that she learned a 2-day training, and it's true. We did a full day training on Saturday and Sunday, and actually a couple hours as well on Friday night. And then by the end of it, she learned how to give a complete 60-minute massage. And as she explained, come Tuesday, she already had a client in at her yoga studio. She's a yoga studio owner, and she offered it to him, and she felt already very confident to start offering it to people. Now, of course, she didn't charge money for it right away, and I wouldn't necessarily suggest that, but the fact that she was feeling great enough to offer it, I think really speaks a lot to what she learned, how she learned, and how you can get going right away as soon as you start taking this material. And then soon enough, of course, you will get more and more confident, and then you're able to charge money for it. I have written numerous articles. I've done podcast interviews that talk all about how this training is amazing for yoga teachers and yoga practitioners and yoga studio owners for building your love of yoga, for building your business, and for continuing to find another way to do something that you love. So I'm going to post those links below if you want to learn a little bit more about it. And if you're interested in studying, I teach this all over North America. And I also have a team of teachers, and we teach it really all over North America. We are Still Light Center. I'm going to post the links to that below as well. And I want to thank you for being here. If you have any questions, I would really love to hear from you. So please let us know what you think. Give us the like, give us the thumbs up, post your comments, post your questions, and we will continue the conversation. Thank you so much, and we'll talk soon. Bye-bye.